Hey, what's up, dudes and girls? We're here in the gym. It's the first day of the program right here. We got Lewis doing some mobility at the moment. Since it's a full body workout today, we're gonna be doing a little bit of lower and upper body mobility. Lewis started off with some full squats, went into some frogs, and then as you can see, just finished up some lateral squats. Now he's hitting some pass-throughs, well, pull aparts actually right now. Then he'll go into some pass-throughs. And we might do some wall slides too, just to really try to activate the scapula, get all that shoulder and upper back warmed up and ready to go. Because the first exercise we got is the push press. And since this is a strength gaining, bulking kind of program, it's gonna be going decently heavy right away. We already did our kind of 1 rep max calculations the other day, and we're gonna be going 85% of the 1 rep max. So hitting around the 6 rep range. We got the weight set up, so of course now, Lou's just kind of warming up, getting ready. And that's one thing you always remember, and is usually neglected, is the warm-ups, the mobility, afterward the stretching, the foam rolling. So it's the recovery process. It's really just, you know, making sure your body is a well-oiled machine. And of course, Lewis, he plays a lot of sports. So, and that's kind of his goal is, you know, to be in the MLB, baby. So this is a great kind of way to introduce him into the world of not only sports kind of training, but also just taking care of your body. So making sure that, you know, you're in the gym, of course, busting ass, lifting those heavy weights. And but the problem is a lot of people don't take care of their body afterward, either before or after their training. So this is a great learning lesson, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah, okay. So we're gonna do some wall slides here. We're just gonna find a blank wall. We'll actually probably head over here just because we got the biggest area. Lewis, yeah, so let's get this position, get that nice big Y shape, and all the way up. There we go, yeah. And then keeping your body attached here, your arms against the wall, slowly bring those elbows down and in. Yep, depress the shoulders, nice squeeze, and then right back up. That's it, nice fluid motion. Keeping everything attached to the wall, and then you're depressing the shoulders. Yep, there we go, and then back up. Perfect, good. So just really trying to get the full range of motion in all the joints, specifically the shoulder joint, just because it is the most mobile joint in the body, or it should be. It should be able to rotate 360 degrees, but it also should be, you know, able to get in this position easily. But the problem is, a lot of times, the anterior muscle seat, anterior chain is all tight, and it's wanting to pull the shoulders forward. So this is an easy way to kind of, neutral chin, easy way to kind of make sure those are kind of mobile, but also, you know, stretched out a bit and ready to go into the full range of motion, any kind of, you know, big compound exercise. We'll get a few more, and then we'll be ready to push some heavy weight. So we got the first exercise here. It's gonna be the push press. Now it's just gonna be 3 sets. It's gonna be 6 repetitions. Again, we already know kind of Luce's general weight to start out in. Now there could be slight adjustments here. So even the first set, you're gonna kind of feel it out. We're gonna go over form a little bit, and then he's gonna go right into it. So Luce, remember this one is essentially like an overhead press. Same positioning as far as, you know, forearms, your feet, your body position nice and rigid and straight. But this one is gonna be that dip drive press. And so remember that one the other day, it was getting a little off balance, and that was due to just kind of bringing the bar out to get, so make sure you, when you dip drive press, you kind of pull your head out of the way of the bar so you can get that straight push, and that center of gravity is always stable. So get you going. All right, so start right at the clavicle, good. That's it, forearms vertical, wide stance. So this one, dip, drive, and press. There we go, straight up. That's it, good. There's 1, we got 6 reps, so 5 more. Boom, straight, good. 2, 3, good. Full extension, there we go. That's it, that's it. Really get used to that weight being overhead. One more, last one. There we go, good. That's it. So pretty simple, not too tough, but as you can tell, that last rep, you know, it's just getting a little fatigue in there, which is good. That's what you want. You never want to push it past where you're like barely getting the weight up, your form's starting to break and stuff, especially this kind of first round, this first week. You know, of course, this is almost like the feel out in a way, especially if you're pretty new to working out. It's going to take some time. You're going to adjust. You're going to kind of like make sure form is more important than weight. You know, that's what we try to always preach. Is, you know, you get that ego lifting going on, and you're like, shit, man, I want to put like, you know, 45 on each side, especially you get some honeys in the gym and you want to impress them. But that's not what it's about. It's about you, right? So you want to make sure you always keep that proper form and feel comfortable with it. And that's why when you get that weight overhead, you know, kind of hold off a little bit and let that sit there. And again, kind of, you know, raise up and elevate the shoulders slightly. It'll help contract the traps and stabilize that shoulder joint. But again, it's just getting you used to in this position, the overhead position, because that core, especially as an athlete, needs to be very strong, right? Because that's really kind of going to control everything. So when you're in that top position, even let it sit there for a while and get comfortable with it. So rest time's going to be around 90 seconds or so, maybe even less, you know, just because we're not hitting it too hard, too intense. So we'll get you on set 2 and see how this feels. So same positioning, everything look good. Good. Get his elbows close to the body, perfect. Vertical, excellent. And dip, drive, press up. There we go. Yep, get comfortable there, perfect. Slowly down, that's it. And up. Nice, there's 2. Dip, drive, press. 3. Move the head out of the way and then push through. Good. 2 more. That's it, that's it. And let's go, that's it. Nice. Nice and slow, good. Beautiful. So you can tell the weight's just about right. So thankfully we calculated it correctly. So there's not too much adjustments. And the thing is too, you'll hear kind of certain terms we'll start using, concentric contraction and eccentric contraction. So concentric is essentially the positive motion, right? The way up. So let's say if you're doing a curl, the concentric is on the way up, so on the way up. And a negative or an eccentric contraction is on the way down. So what you want to concentrate on too is not just the push, but it's also letting it down. So that's the eccentric or negative, you know, way. And that's still contracting the muscles. The muscles are still controlling the weight. So if you kind of get used to doing both, you're gonna get best of both worlds there. So, you know, you'll see some people kind of like, maybe let's say they do a weight here and they'll just let it drop, you know. They won't even really control it on the way down. So as long as in each exercise, you keep that controlled motion on not only the positive, but the negative portion of the movement, you're gonna have that much more benefit to each exercise. So immediately moving on to the front squats here, staying with the 6 rep range, and we're gonna go 3 sets. So loose, know how it is. Walk up there, right at the nape of the neck. Should feel almost like you're choking yourself out. There we go, using your shoulders almost like a shelf. Really right there, yeah, there we go. And we're gonna do the cross here just because still working on a little bit on that wrist mobility. Okay, so nice wide stance, good, toes slightly pointed out. And then squat straight down, keep that nice vertical body. There we go, good. And we're still obviously working on range of motion, so he's hitting just about parallel with the upper thigh there, which is good. Just getting used to that, good. And as you can tell, Lewis is leading with the elbows once he gets down. That's perfect. So 2 more reps here. Very good, down and up, good. Nice breathing, deep breath. Slight hold and exhale, good. Excellent job, very, very good. Making it look easy, oh yeah. How'd it feel?
Good.
Yeah, uncomfortable?
A little bit.
Yeah. Front squats usually tend to do that, so don't feel bad if you're just starting front squats and you're like, I don't know, this exercise sucks. I just feel my shoulder, it's choking me out and stuff.
Yeah.
Much like a lot of things, you'll get more comfortable with it. You'll make slight adjustments. You know, we were going over, of course you have the cross here, so you can use your arms to cross over to hold the barbell next to your throat essentially. Or you can do the clean, which is gonna be pulling your hands here like you just finished a clean. But that sometimes takes a little bit more wrist mobility. And so we're just kind of doing more the easier, essentially kind of like the beginner, and we'll probably move on from there. But it's just practice makes perfect, man. But that was great first one. As you can tell, the full range of motion, you know, obviously you hear that saying ass to the grass a lot, where you're getting your hips as low as possible and it's touching the ground. But don't feel like you need to do that right away. You know, you get a lot of people comment, oh, you know, ass to the grass, you need to do that. You don't have to do that right away. You have to work into that kind of range of motion. So don't feel pressured to try to do something that you're not able to do yet. It always takes some time. So we're hitting that parallel, muscles are still activating, form's good, got that nice vertical torso, and now we're ready for set 2. Let's do it. Good. All around. So here we go. Down. Good. Get that good breathing. Oxygen. And then, excellent. Good. Bring it down. There we go. Good. You can tell this is almost kind of like squatting between his legs, so his hips aren't coming back too far, and that way that's going to help keep, again, that vertical torso, because if the torso starts bending forward, that bar is going to immediately want to roll off. And that's when you know you don't have the proper form. Good. Keep those knees wide, in line with the toes. Bring it down. Good. That's it. So rest times, some people are like, oh, how long should the rest times be? You know, it kind of depends. your goal specific. So this is, of course, we're going a little bit heavy. We're only hitting the 6 reps. And again, it's just kind of the beginning, you know, it's the first day of the first phase. So rest times are gonna be a little bit longer, making sure he gets all his energy back is ATP. Now ATP is a source of energy. It's androgen triphosphate, which is essentially helps with muscle contraction. You can burn that up pretty quickly within the first, you know, few seconds or a little bit more of the exercise, and then it starts going into the next energy pathway, which is like, it's essentially like carbohydrates. So it's glycogen that is stored in the muscles and the liver. So if you don't give your body proper rest time, the next set, you're not gonna perform as good as you did on the last set. So this one, since it's more about gaining strength and less about like getting lean, the rest times are gonna be a little bit longer, so that way you can recuperate, you can get your energy stores back, so that way on the next set, you can perform almost just as good as you did on the last. So rest time is gonna be about 90 seconds or so, just making sure Lewis is ready, mentally prepared, focused. Hell yeah, like a machine, right? He's Terminator. Yeah. Just got done front squats. We're gonna move on to the seated V-grip rows for the back. Here we go. The 6 rep range, 85%, so it's gonna be about 115 pounds. And this one's gonna be pretty simple. It's in the seated position. What you wanna really try to do is keep a neutral spine. A neutral spine is you don't wanna overly extend the lumbar here where you're arching and your chest is really high, and you don't, of course, wanna flex it either. So neutral spine is nice and straight, rigid, and so that way it's not gonna cause any kind of impingements or kind of injuries that way. So I'm just gonna go through it here, Lewis, real quick. So feet on the floor, kind of get you a stable support here. You're just gonna take this, and again, keep that neutral spine, chin neutral as well, and you're gonna retract the scapula. So start here, squeeze those shoulder blades back, and then pull those elbows nice and far as well. So this one, you don't wanna flare your elbows out too far here. You wanna keep pretty close to the body. Yeah, exactly. So shoulders are gonna be depressed. Start off with the retraction through here, and then squeeze back all the way. That's it. Now it's gonna be pretty heavy here, so we might make some adjustments. How's that feeling? A little heavy? A little heavy. Let's go a little lighter then. Yeah. These are some of the adjustments that you gotta do every once in a while. So your calculations might not be exact every time. There we go, good. 1, there we go, 5 more. 2, come on. There we go, squeeze. 3, there we go. Might give you a little help. 4, 2 more. That's it. All the way back, good. Squeeze the shoulders, here we go. And beautiful, good. So we might lighten up this a little bit more. It's kind of humping this out just a little bit, just to kind of get used to it, get the hang of the heavy weight. But we're gonna drop it down again, and we're also gonna make some notes on this as well. So, much like we were saying before, sometimes the calculations aren't perfect, and you're just gonna slightly adjust. You wanna make notes, you wanna keep track of everything, just much like you're gonna do with your eating, where you're gonna, okay, my calories are this, so that way you can look back on it and know your progress, know how much you're doing, how much you're increasing, or maybe let's say you're not increasing, you're like, what the hell's going on? So that way you can try to bust past some of those plateaus. And those plateaus are when you're working out hard and you're maybe gaining some progress, and then you hit that plateau, meaning you're not gaining anymore. So sometimes the question is, what's going wrong? Is it my nutrition? Is it my rest? Is it my hydration? Is it my workouts themselves? So it kind of eliminates some of those questions, right? If you make sure you track everything, so that way you can look back and be like, okay, this is what I'm doing wrong. Am I losing you? No. Okay, he's resting. He's mentally strong. He's prepared. Okay, so now that we've got the rest time, decrease the weight a little bit more, and we're gonna go for set 2 here, and really try to focus. Yeah, pull those shoulder blades together. That's it, much better. Yeah. So once the weight was adjusted, he immediately got a little bit better form there. There we go. That's it. Pull the shoulder back. There we go. Almost there. Come on. That's it. Beautiful, good. So when you pull it forward too, you feel a bit of a stretch in the lats here, so you have that nice pull, get that nice contraction. Sometimes it'll take some time as well that to kind of get that mind-muscle connection. You'll hear that a lot too, like mind-muscle connection. And that's essentially being able to feel your muscles contract or even being able to control them, right? So it is much like being in control of your body. And sometimes it takes some time to get used to, right? So when you're lifting something, you're like, I don't know, I just want to get from point A to point B, from here to here. But as you get used to it, as you start feeling the muscles, especially when they grow, you'll be able to kind of contract and control the muscles and really mentally, help stimulate them through the exercise. And that once you kind of start understanding that, when I first started out, I'm like, what is this BS? Like mind-muscle connection sounds like a bunch of hocus pocus to me. But as the farther you do it, you're like, wow, I really understand it now. It actually is a real thing. So Don't feel bad sometimes if you're not feeling it exactly the way you should. For some people that might be starting out, just to give it some time, keep the weight in control and as light as you can to keep that proper form, so that way you are not, getting out of control and breaking that form, and then you're feeling it in areas you shouldn't feel it. So that's when you know you're not doing it right. So it's always form over everything, form and function. Okay, so last set, here we go. There we go, yep, straight spine, here we go, squeeze, good, pull the shoulders back, that's it. Let's do this on the lats, here we go, boom, there we go. Excellent. That was a pretty simple exercise. Of course, when you're talking about front squats and push presses, this one can be a little bit more simple. Thankfully, it's, you're a little bit more in a stable position, but it's still pretty rough, right? Okay, so now that we got the back done, we move on to some chest. So we'll meet you over at the incline press. This essentially is, positioning wise, shoulders depressed, retracted. That's gonna help stabilize the joint. The elbows are in about a 45-degree angle to the body here. You don't wanna flare them too wide because you kind of lose that stability in the shoulder. You start bringing them nice and wide. So what we do want to do though is bring it right down to the clavicle. So it's going to be right to here. So that is working on a clavicle portion or clavicular portion of your chest there. So Lewis, if you want to grab it just about to the line here, keeping those forearms just about vertical. You don't want too much out push or in push, at least for this one. And I'm going to spot you through it. There we go. Nice and slow, all the way down. We're going to try to touch. So you get that full range of motion and then press. Good. So there's one, we got 5 more. That's it. 2, looking good. Nice deep breath. And good, 3, 4, good. 2 more, all the way down. Come on, that's it. Last one, and bring it up. Good. Made it look easy. That was good. So always try to keep that full range of motion. If you get used to just bringing it down, about 5-6 inches above your chest, and then you're pressing up here, you're really only getting you're cheating yourself out of the full benefit of the exercise. If you're getting the full range of motion, that way that muscle has to work through the full range of motion, but it's also bringing it down, it's stretching out the muscle at the bottom position, and then you have to make more effort to push it to the very top position here. So, make sure you always get that full range of motion, especially starting off, so that way you get used to it. And yeah, look at loose. One thing too, I just noticed, when you're grabbing it here, you're almost kind of more of your fingers at the top of your palm right there. And once that, you put a lot of pressure on your wrist. So over the long run, over the long term, you might start feeling some wrist problems or some tension in there. So really try to put the meat of the palm there. So you get used to kind of grabbing it right around the thumb and pushing it right the mid-level of that palm rather than up high, because up high is gonna really start putting that pressure on your wrist. So, so we'll get set 2 here, make that adjustment. Yep, the meat of the palm there. Good, we'll bring that a little bit wider. There we go. All right, here we go. So nice and strong. Yeah, that's it. Okay, same positioning and push. Good. 1. 2 more. Nice deep breath. That's it. Excellent job. All right, it's doing good, Lewis. So we got 1 more set. This last set ends the workout, at least for the big compound movements. We're gonna move on to some abs after this because we do want to always make sure that core is getting stronger and stronger. So we're gonna end it with planks. But yeah, we got 1 more set, a little bit of rest time, and we'll meet you at the planks. Oh yeah, building that core. You want your feet together. You want a very straight and rigid back, but as soon as you get in the push-up position, you're gonna bring your forearms down, just like so, and together. A lot of mistakes people make is keep their hips high or let their hips drag real low. So you really want to get as straight as you can, and you can even push them up just slightly to help contract the core too. And it's just holding that position. You need to control your breathing, so that's the important thing. If you try to hold your breath, you immediately fail. And you also have to just kind of get in that nice mental aspect of Zen, right? Buff dude Zen. So we're gonna time you out. I'm gonna get the stopwatch. We're gonna try to get you 60 seconds here. Are we going till I drop or just? No, we're gonna go 60 seconds. I mean, if you can't last that long, then, then everyone's gonna laugh at you. No, but we do wanna try to get you as long as you can, but this one is gonna be 60 seconds. Okay, so feet together. Let's start the push-up position. Like you're doing a push-up, there we go. There we go, yep, comfortable. Feet together, perfect. Now bring those arms out, there we go. All right, now hold right there. Excellent, good. Nice and rigid, you can see, like a plank. That's it. So we're timing here. I'll kind of give you a countdown to 10 seconds. No cheating now. Remember, focus. Here we go. Control breathing. Keep everything nice and tight. There'll be some shaking, that's fine, especially when you're not quite used to an exercise like this, because that core really has to stabilize this whole position. That's it. Looking good. No pressure. Everyone's watching.
I know.
Okay, 30 seconds. Here we go. Halfway. Nice control breathing. There we go. Get the hips up just a little bit. There we go, right there. That's it. Nice loose. The Zen master. Let's go. You're doing good. Almost there. Yep. Here we go. 10 more seconds. That's it, man. Strong. You're gonna be the best athlete in the world. Here we go, visualize. Almost there, 2 more seconds. And time, good. Fuck yes, man. Made a minute look easy. Now it's harder than it looks. A lot of people they'll get into plank position, be like, ah, that looks easy. You just stand there and you just kind of like hold that position. That's pretty hard, especially doing it a minute straight. So, awesome first time. We got 2 more sets of that. And as you can tell, it's a different kind of exercise, right?
Yeah.
It's an isometric exercise. You're holding in position, so you're not necessarily contracting the eccentric, concentric contraction or anything like that. You're holding in position, you're contracting the muscle in that fixed position. So it's a lot different, but it builds endurance, it builds strength, and it's an excellent tool to keep that core, either increase the core strength or just keep it really stable and nice. So that way, when you're kind of running or you're throwing or anything, you have that extra power and extra stability for the spine and all that good stuff, So we got 2 more sets. We're gonna try to hit that 60-second mark. Take a little break though, which is nice, yep. Limber, feeling good? Yeah, you ready for that post-workout shake? Get all that delicious protein for the fuel those muscles. Mm-hmm. Did you bring your shake?
No, it's at home.
No, yeah, but it's all right.
It's loaded up though.
Yeah, it's already good.
It's ready.
So he actually has to go to school after this, so props to Lewis for coming in here and doing all this stuff. So after this, 2 more sets, then we might go over some stretching depending on the time, and then Lewis is gonna get his post-protein workout, shake, and then ready to go, ready to build.
Yeah.
Ready? Here we go, set 2. All right, timing it. There we go. Control breathing, that's it. Walk those elbows back just slightly. Walking back, there we go. Just so that way they're straight in line with your shoulders. Halfway there, man, doing good. Everyone's rooting for you, man. Everyone's counting down with you. Come on, you're doing good. Here we go. That's it. Concentrate, man, here we go. Ignore me, I know I'm talking. 10 more seconds, doing good, that's it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and time. Nice. You're probably glad that's over.
Yeah.
Out of all the exercises.
That was the worst.
Yeah, exactly, yeah, usually that will be the case. So good job. So now we're just gonna go through some light stretching, get your breath, kind of prepare. Do you have any water? Where's your water?
I didn't bring it.
What the fuck?
There's a sink.
Okay, well, damn it, get some water. I feel bad for the guy. Shit, he just went through an hour workout. He didn't even get a sip of water. So yeah, hydrate. That's definitely an important thing to do. So you always want to make sure you hydrate. Obviously, me and Hudson will carry like a gallon of water. A lot of people do that. If you feel uncomfortable doing that, some people think it's kind of weird. Make sure you just have a bottle of water. Anything. Just make sure you keep it hydrated. And then definitely it'll help for sure. So next up is gonna be some stretching. So in the program we have a whole stretching, as you can see, actually I'll show you. So you can see we kind of did some stretching breakdowns. Now this is kind of, I wouldn't go as far as saying a cheat sheet for stretching, but it is a basic kind of routine. So obviously you can add to it, especially if you're feeling tight in certain areas that these stretches might not hit. So make sure you just kind of, do some research and listen to your own body. That's one of the most important things. So, all right, Liz, we're gonna start you out with a simple sit and reach. So you're gonna sit on your ass, legs straight out in front of you, And you're gonna try to keep a pretty vertical torso or straight spine and reach for the toes. Now,
I am the most unflexible person.
hey, I hear you, man, I'm there too. So I'm kinda gonna do it with you so that way you're not alone here on the floor. So yeah, so feet together, here we go. Try not to bend forward too much. And it's gonna feel weird, it's gonna feel like you can't even hardly get any much range of motion, but keep as straight as you can, and then just reach for the toes and kind of breathe, and you immediately should feel it right in those hamstrings.
I feel it in my calves.
In the calves, so there you go. So this is good, I'm glad you brought that up. So keep going. Yep, you're gonna hold it for about 15 seconds or so, much as you can, control breathing. So Lewis is saying he feels in the calves right away. So if this is what I was kind of talking about earlier, where you gotta listen to your body. So if your calves are feeling tight, especially in this position, you immediately can pinpoint that your calves might be holding you back for any kind of, you know, of the full range of motion, let's say squats. So calf mobility and the flexibility in the calves is pretty important. I should say ankle mobility. But we'll go over some stretching for that specifically. So yep, keep it up. One more. Nice and hold, breathe. This is the boring part, unfortunately, but it's good. It definitely helps in the long run. You'll feel better and better as you do it. Yep, slow, good. So this is gonna be about 3 sets, and you can hold it for, again, 10 to 15 seconds, depending on, okay, good. Depending on how tight you are and how much you wanna pay close attention to certain areas. Need some help? You got it, okay. So we're just gonna go over to a calf stretch here. We need to just find a wall, it's pretty simple. Let's do this one here. So you're gonna get up to the wall here. You're gonna put your foot just about a foot away or so from the wall. Keep this one back, and then you're just gonna lean forward here. So this is the one you're concentrating on here. So keep that heel firmly planted on the ground, toes pointed forward, and you're just gonna lean forward as much as you can to the wall, and you immediately feel it in the calf muscle. And we'll see how,
So do I put this toe?
yeah, it's about a foot away from the wall or so, yep. And this one's gonna be coming back. There we go, heel, toes pointed forward. There we go, heel firmly planted on the ground, and then lean forward as much as you can. Bend in this leg. There we go, and lean forward, lean forward, lean forward. Feel it?
Yeah.
Yep, that's it. So he's gonna sit in this position, he's gonna stay in this position, and you're gonna feel that pull right through here. The gastrocnemius, you got the lateral head, the medial head, and you're gonna feel it through here, but also the soleus too on the outside of the calf there. And you're gonna sit in this position again, kind of work into it, you know, you kind of pulsate a little bit, move forward or move back, and then hold it for about 10, 15 seconds. You can do 3 sets on both sides. So go ahead and sit out of it for a little bit. There we go, kind of rest. You know, you can kind of work into some ankle mobility stuff, but then you're gonna go right back into it, get a little break. There we go. So next side, there we go. We'll bring this back a little bit. There we go, all the way back, all the way back, all the way back. There we go, good. Bend that leg, move forward, that's it. Yep, feel it? That's it. Heel, firmly planted, good. All right. So this is, again, if you go into some stretching and you're hitting one stretch, but immediately feel it in a certain area, you can go right onto a specific stretch that's gonna help with the tightness in that area that you feel needs the most work. So that's one thing you always do, is you gotta listen to your body. So as much as a program is gonna tell you what things to do, you also have to cater to yourself as well. So these are some things you gotta keep in mind. So Lewis, get a little break if you can, but we're gonna go through that a couple more times, and then we'll move on to some of the other stretches. So when you're stretching, you don't want to feel an excruciating amount of pain. You want to hit a certain level that's, yes, it's going to be slightly uncomfortable, but it's going to be bearable. It's of course depending on your pain tolerance too, but don't try to overly stretch or go overboard right away where you're trying to do the splits, you know, on your first day or something. So take your time. Again, it's gonna be, it's not a sprint, it's gonna be a marathon. So make sure you're not just trying to be as flexible as you can in the first day, for the first week. Make sure you have in mind that this is gonna take months and months. And at the end of that, then that's when you're gonna see the most benefit and the most, you know, how your body reacts to it. So good job. So we're gonna move on a little bit more. This one's gonna be a simple one. This is gonna be the hip flexor. So we're gonna be doing one more lower body, and then we're gonna do some upper body after that. But this one is gonna be in that nice, real deep lunge position. So you put the knee on the ground. You're gonna get the meat of your kind of the ball, or excuse me, the not just your toes, but just kind of like pinpoint the front of your foot there, and then you're gonna really move forward just like this. You're immediately gonna feel it in this hip flexor here. And this one is actually really good for someone, let's say, that's having any kind of lower back issues, where, yeah, reaching position. There we go. Foot, toes point forward. There we go. And then move forward, kind of push forward. There we go. Feel it? Yep, excellent. So we'll kind of sit in that position again for around 10, 15 seconds, and then we'll switch sides after that. But so if you're feeling any kind of lower back pain, some people will be like, my back, you know, I got some issues. Maybe a pinched nerve or something, you know, I feel that numbness kind of running down my leg. That could be due to your psoas, which is kind of an internal muscle, hip flexor that runs in your hip. This is an excellent stretch for that. So if you do have any kind of back issues or tightness in there, oddly enough, this one right here could help wonders. But it's also a good stretch, again, just for the hip flexors in general. And you can even add a little bit to this, some upper body. So I'm gonna do this with you. So kind of put your hand right in the inner thigh, and then just kind of twist this way here. So we'll add a little bit of yoga movement here, and you'll feel a lot now. Yeah, there we go. But look where you're pointing that. There we go. That's gonna help you a little bit. Balance comes into play as well. But yeah, it's good. So you can feel a little bit in that lower back stretch, lat, and you know, the chest and everything. So we'll switch sides. Yeah, get that right foot forward. There we go. So first we'll just start out, lower body, push forward. There we go. Breathing, good. That's it. Hold for about 15. Good, all right. Let's get that hand right in there, get that nice twist. There we go, as you can. That's it.
Hold it there.
You can hold it, just hold it. And then you can, you know, kind of increase if you can, or just try to hold it, get that balance. There we go. Yeah, about 10 seconds or so, you don't have to go crazy with this one, but it's just, again, you can always add something to a stretch. So there's always kind of like the beginners and then the advanced. That's a little bit more advanced going into that one, so good job. So we'll switch sides again to keep it up, and then we're gonna go with some upper body. Okay, so we got some, got the lower body stretches, now we're gonna get some upper body. So this one's pretty simple, we're gonna get some lats. So of course with this one, we did some back, we did some chest, so we're gonna focus on that right now. So we're just gonna grab, you know, a nice base support, wide stance, put one hand on the hip. I'm gonna reach over with this arm here and kind of pull, and just gonna pull on that muscle through here, yeah. So here we go. Reach up and over, bending the hip just slightly. It's gonna all through here. There we go. That's it, just like so. So this one's pretty easy. About 10 seconds, you have to go overboard. We'll go over a quick alternate stretch as well that you can do for the lats. Good, so we'll go to the next side. Those are nice and easy. Upper body's always a little bit easier. Lower body always kind of sucks, but it's a necessity. There we go. Yep, stretch all through here. Let's go right here. Gotta pull that arm. There we go. That's it. Nice, nice. A few more seconds. Beautiful. Okay, so let's go over a little alternate stretch here in case, you know, let's say you're not quite feeling that one. You're like, I don't know, I don't really feel my lat too much. So you can just grab something here nice and stable, and then you're gonna lean forward, and you're just gonna pull on that arm and kind of sit back in this position while hanging on to this something, that support there. And that'll help isolate that lat as well, yeah. So grab on this, nice here, lean forward and kind of pull back. There we go, you feel that? There we go, good, perfect. So this is an excellent stretch for the lat too. So there's always something different to do. So if you do a stretch and you're not necessarily feeling it in the area you should be feeling it out, feel free to kind of change it up a little bit and switch it out for a stretch that might really cater to you specifically. So good job, we'll go to the next arm. So got the lats stretched out, one more to chest. Then we'll go into a little bit of forearm and biceps. But the chest is, just imagine you're picking a fight. Come on, bro, like this, both hands. But then you like nice and wide, and just pull outward just like so. As much as you can, hold the shoulder, you feel it? Perfect, that's what you want, good. So, it's like you're trying to pick a fight. That's it, good. Puff up the chest, feel right through here, just kind of hold that position. Excellent. So while Lewis is doing this, I'll just go over a quick alternate stretch that you could do on your own. If you don't maybe necessarily feel that one, you just put your elbow against something that's stable, kind of take a step forward. You put your hand even behind your head here and just kind of slightly lean forward here. And this will do a nice unilateral stretch too, so you can concentrate on one side, especially if one side's running a bit tighter. This would be a good exercise to stretch here for you. So just kind of work into it, nice feel stretch. You know, some people will grab onto something here and pull through here, which kind of works too, but it also kind of can hit a little bit of the anterior delt, which is fine, but it's not going to isolate quite as much of the chest if you put it in this position here, because this will really kind of shut off the shoulder and put more stretch in the chest specifically here. And then of course you would alternate each side there. So tell me, do 3 sets?
No.
Shit, man, come on. There we go. Okay, this will be last one. Good. There we go. Nice stretch. Good. Open you up. Like we were saying earlier, there's a lot of muscles in this anterior portion of the body here. Of course, you have your pectoralis major, you have your anterior delts, even the lats themselves will kind of come up in here, into the humerus here, into the shoulder joint. So you got a lot of stuff that's wanting to pull you forward. So always kind of keeping you back, and even being conscious of, you know, pulling those shoulders back and keeping the chest. There we go. That's it. See that? Immediately a little more buff, right? Okay, so good there. We're gonna do one more. It's gonna be forearm and also biceps. So you're gonna just get in kind of like on your hands and knees, but you're gonna pull your palms or your fingers pointing back, just like so. You're gonna pull them in there, and then you're gonna slightly sit back, trying to keep your palms firmly planted on the floor here. So you're immediately gonna feel, go ahead, Lewis. Yeah, get in position. Immediately you're gonna feel it in the biceps, but also a lot in the flexors of the forearm through here.
How'd you put your hands?
So yeah, it's a little funny looking at it. So rotate your hands, palms facing forward. There we go, and then pull down just like so. Yeah, that's it. Yep, in that position, perfect. And then slowly sit back, keeping the palms against the floor. Yeah, you feel it in the forearms? Yeah. Your arms straight? Yeah, exactly. And just kind of hold that position and feel that stretch. And so this would be good. So of course you want your wrists to be pretty mobile. Especially like we were saying before, getting in that front squat position, the clean position here. If you have really tight forearms, your wrist won't be able to get in that position. So this is a perfect stretch for that, but also in the biceps as well. So just kind of hold that for about 10 seconds or so, and then you can give your wrist a little break, and and then getting back into position. Nice. All right, go ahead and give me a break. Perfect. Oh yeah, nice.
It just works right here, I feel like.
Oh, you do? Yeah, so that's something to talk about too. That'd be great to say. So Lewis he's been pitching for a while now. Go ahead and tell him. I want Lewis to take over for a second. Tell you guys about his injury and his surgery.
I pretty much got Tommy John surgery, and that's about it.
Good story, bro.
Yeah.
No, is okay. So he had to get a little bit of surgery in his elbow. So in this position, you feel it right through here, huh? So that's the tightness because they had to reattach.
The ligaments and
there
stuff.
There we go. So you got the ligaments reattached.
And I have a screw in there to like attach this outside of the elbow part.
There we go. There we go. That's a little bit more information. Nice. So Luce is working with that. Thankfully, he feels pretty much 100%. But you know, if you're dealing with any kind of injuries, surgeries, you got to be cautious of that. So we'll get back in that position here a little bit. But again, you don't. Just because you have an injury or you've had surgery, don't let that limit you. Of course, you might have limitations and you want to be aware of that, but don't make that have you say, well, I can't work out or I can't do this. Just make sure you're safe with it, making sure you're always mobile enough, make sure you stretch out and, in obviously a safe way. And all that's gonna do is going to increase the strength in the muscles that surround joints and, strengthen ligaments and tendons and make sure in the long run, you'll never have issues again. So, how's that feeling, okay?
Yeah.
Nice, nice. Hell yeah, nice work, man. Let's get up, do the closeout. So first day done. Yeah, that was quite a bit. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Luce did a damn good job. How you feeling?
Good.
Feeling ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, ready for day 2. So he's gonna get a day off, and then he's gonna return for day 2. It's gonna be a full body, but it's gonna be different exercise. So we're gonna go over all that stuff, and it's gonna be exciting, man.
Sweet.
Oh yeah, what do we tell these fine folks out there?
Stay buff.
Stay buff. All right.